Good morning. Monday.
We always meet on Monday.
Yeah.
It's that day again of the week.
Yeah.
So here we have with what's trending. Today we have the first hashtag, which is State House Summit, what we've been talking about all morning. Then the second trend is first questions in heaven. This is supposed to be a hashtag.
Okay.
First questions in heaven. The first questions you'll ask when you get into heaven.
Wait,
Then-
will I ask or will I be asked?
You will ask yourself,
Okay.
what would you like to know when you get into heaven?
Okay.
Yes, a very random hashtag right there. Then we have Facebook blamed
Blamed
rather,
for Trump's win.
Trump's win.
How?
Yes. Mind you, there's so many people who've been blamed for this. Funny enough, what I'm not understanding is why everyone is complaining and they voted.
They did vote. Or they didn't.
Yes.
Yeah. It's either they voted
one
or they
the
didn't.
other.
Yeah.
Then we have a very interesting photo of the day and then a video of the Melisizwe brothers.
Okay.
You should watch them.
All right.
So on the first hashtag, of course, today we have the State House Summit on land. The summit is basically about land. And so many questions are emerging, especially regarding the president
Yes.
himself. He's thought to be the biggest landowner in Kenya.
in the country.
Yes, in the country.
Carol Radul, you say, keenly watching the State House Summit on land, waiting for the big reveal on who owns the most land in Kenya. It's a mystery. Wink, wink. Carol.
Yes, so of course this is something that you'll realize that most of the tweets are basically really want to know who is this person.
Yeah.
They said they would reveal who it is, so yes.
Let's wait.
But Noah said they
Will
would.
they
so
really
we're
reveal
waiting.
who it
That's
is?
what we want to find out. Really,
Okay.
guys are very anxious about that.
Kindly
Then-
talk about the Kibra land title deed and the community concerned here are the Nubians only.
Yes, you realize
Alright.
there's a community in Kenya
Yeah.
that's kind of neglected. They're in Nairobi at the center of the city, but yet they feel not represented. They don't have land in their own country.
Okay.
Then another one here by Deep Upkeep says, State House Summit, what about the grabbed land inside Karura Forest? How did individuals get to set up coffee shops, hotels inside the forest?
forest.
I'm a very big fan of Karura Forest.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, I went there and when I saw the merging hotels, it was very frustrating.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's very frustrating because basically they're taking up land. It's setting a trend. So many people will
Like
come.
a big hotel, small hotel.
It's big. It's
Okay.
sizable.
Okay,
Yeah, and
sizable.
of course they had to cut trees to build that.
Really?
And it's the only treasure of that kind that you have
Yeah,
in Nairobi.
yeah.
So it's a very sad scenario. Let's hear what they have to say about that. Then one by follow back who says, retweet if you have an idea why Ruto skipped the State House Summit on corruption and now land. Yes. We leave it at that.
No comment.
Yes, no comment. Now let's move on to the next hashtag about what will be your first question. Tell me, what would be your first question if you got into heaven?
I think I would ask, who are we asking in this? Are we asking God? Who are we
Anyone,
asking?
all the people in the Bible. You can think of anyone you'd like to question.
No, me, I'd like to know, like, how hot is hell? You know, how hot is hell is, yeah.
Why would you want
I'd like
to
to
know
know just you know, like, why it's crazy. Thank
Yeah.
God, like, you know, Fuchs. Yeah,
For me,
what
I think
would you ask?
I'd want to ask why they had to eat that fruit, why we have to labor when giving birth. I think that's the most scaring thing ever. Like, I'd be Eve,
such
are
a
you
weird
serious?
question.
Yes. Why? This was such a harsh
Because we did
punishment.
something wrong.
No, it's Eve, not us. Eve. I'd go and ask Eve why.
Eve represented with the women, you know. That's what happened.
really-
And now
Eva-
we have to pay for her sins.
That's painful. That's what I'm saying. I'd ask her that question. Like, do you know the damage you've caused?
That
the
is
entire
really crazy.
World?
Yeah.
Yes. Let's look at some of these.
Okay.
So we have sapiosexual here saying, first questions in heaven. God, those WhatsApp messages about sending to 12 people and expecting
You know,
miracles.
I usually see those messages like
are-
don't scroll down without
Yes.
typing amen,
Amen,
and you're
yes.
going to receive a blessing, or you'll
Exactly.
equally receive a curse. I'm
Yes.
always like, who said these things?
It's so annoying. I don't even know how to describe it.
I like this one, by the way. Distance between Egypt and Israel is 613 kilometers, but it took Moses 40 years to get to Israel. That means it's 43 minutes per day. Moses explained that laziness.
Very true. This
It
one
makes really sense. Yeah, that's 43 meters per day.
How do you take 40 years? 40 years to just walk.
I'm sure
such
there's a
short
reason.
distance?
I'd actually want to know that. That's one of the questions. Actually, yeah,
Have
that's
it
like
in
the
mind.
third question.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
We can look at another question. Still on the
Who started this
same-
trend?
It was a random trend,
Okay.
but just random Kenyans. Here's another interesting one.
Who had
Yes.
something to do with Trump winning the elections. Was it you, Judas?
He's likely to blame for all this betrayal. This is betrayal.
Yeah.
This is linked to those people who've been lying that they are voting for Clinton all along, and then when the results are out.
And actually, that's exactly
And
what happened.
that is
Who are you
what
voting for?
happened.
Hillary Clinton, of
Yeah.
course. And then when you go there, because it's just you and the
Betrayal.
ballot, you change your heart.
You had
and
our Clinton crying.
All right. First questions in heaven. Where is Jesus? I want to thank him for dying for our sins. Okay.
That's a very good one.
That's a sane one.
Yes, that's a very good one.
All right.
Hi, now let's move on to Facebook blamed for Trump's win.
Okay.
So Mark Zuckerberg has been blamed by Americans mostly for Trump's win, saying that Facebook has been publishing news on its news feed, basically that has negative content concerning Clinton, negative stories, articles on Clinton,
Really
whereas they
now?
have kind of positive posts on
For Trump.
Yes.
But how
So
serious is this accusation?
it's actually
Is
very
it-
serious
Oh, it
because
is?
he actually responded
Oh, he
saying
did?
it's insane. Yes, he's actually responded
Okay.
saying it's insane that Facebook is not looked like our source of information. It's not a media, which again, when you think about it, it's very, it plays a very big role. Facebook, most
Yeah.
people get their news from social media.
But remember, as much as you get info from Facebook,
Yes.
Facebook is the same place where you get those scroll down.
Exactly.
And you can
Yes.
receive a miracle
That's
or
what he
type
kept
amen.
saying.
So you can't, I don't know how solid that accusation is.
According to BuzzFeed did actually do this research, and they looked at 1,000 posts from both the topics on Trump and Clinton, and they said that most of these posts that were being published, most of them were pro-Trump,
Okay.
and that is why that apparently it influences the decisions that
Yeah.
people make at the end of the day when they go to the ballot.
Does it?
I don't know. I think it does.
Okay.
In my own opinion.
All right.
Yeah, so that's something that's been looked into, considering that Facebook is the biggest social media website, reaching
Network.
around 1.1 reaching around 1.1 billion people. So it does have an influence, but of course he's trying to defend himself and saying it doesn't, but they say they'll still look into that.
Even if you look into it, guys, it's done.
It's
Water
still,
under
but
the
there's nothing we
bridge.
can do at this
Yeah,
point.
actually, we can investigate, or not even us. They can investigate. They can, try to look for answers.
Yes, what would have
but
happened?
it is what it is.
Yeah, and he's
the
already taken up his
president-elect.
post. Like
He's already making a point. He's already, constituting his
appointments,
people.
cabinets,
He's-
and all those.
So
Yeah. So we
All
just
right.
have to accept and move on. I know
Yeah.
it's a phrase we've always used in Kenya. I think the Americans need to adopt it.
let's
Accept and move on. Yes.
Okay.
Then let's get to the photo of the day. So look at these guys. So we have these two guys
are these
with
people?
very big stomachs. First of all, this is an Ethiopian tribe called the Bodi tribe. The
Like body,
tribe-
like
yes,
BODY?
BODI.
Oh,
No,
I.
Yes. They're the Bodi tribe. They live in a very remote area called the Omo Valley. First of all, why they have such big stomachs is the fact that they
Did they
normally
eat
have
something?
Yes, they drink
ate something?
blood.
Oh.
They drink blood and milk for 6 months, preparing to become. First of all, this is a celebration that's done every June, every year, once every year. They get to choose the biggest, the man with the biggest stomach, and he's
That
crowned,
is the-
yes, and he's crowned the hero of the hero of the body community.
My goodness.
So there
Oh my
he is.
goodness.
This guy won the title. Yes,
I'm
this
so sorry, but that
tradition
picture
called-
is not.
It's called Kael. First of all, you hear they go in isolation for 6 months, and their family, their wives, they give them milk.
They have wives.
Not wives, sorry, the women. First
But
of
they
all,
have
for you to
wives.
compete in this,
Yeah.
you have to be single. You should not be married.
Oh, really?
These are single.
But
men.
anyway, I mean,
But-
married.
But
Who
this is the
would?
thing. These are the hottest men in this community. Every girl in this community wants to be married to a hero of the body
They're
community.
crazy. No way. Like, you're kidding me.
Yes, it is. So this is the hero of the community. So girls,
So the
first of all,
bigger
when
the
they come
better.
to this ceremony, yes, for them, big is beautiful. That's what they believe in. And every girl who comes to this occasion wants to be married. They want to be spotted. So they'll be wearing their best
What?
attire. They'll do their makeup.
By these dudes?
They're-
No thanks. Actually, no
They'll have
thank
their
you.
makeup on to be noticed by these men. They're regarded as heroes.
At least if the face was somewhat,
What?
alluring.
What are you saying?
But
This
it's
is
just everything is just
beautiful.
like a disaster.
There's someone who's drooling at this man.
There's no one who's drooling over. No, if you're drooling, please tweet me. Tell me.
That's how many people are drooling over
Send me a
this.
DM,
This-
please.
and
Honestly, there's no way. This is honest. There's nothing.
Imagine, so they fight to be you actually, when they drink that, they don't move. For 6 months, they're not moving. They're just in their huts, seated, drinking. And the day of the ceremony, they walk. And they can't barely walk. Mind you, they walk
That's
with
the
sticks.
other level.
You can notice this stick. He has to go and sit down at some point. Because, mind you, you've been sitting for 6 months. They're not allowed to work, to do any physical
And here you
activity.
are telling your boyfriend to lose weight.
Exactly.
Just send him to Ethiopia. It's going to be part
Then
of
if
the
you saw
body
the
tribe.
previous picture, there were some children standing there looking at this.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
the
this-
previous picture.
there should
they
be in
all
museums.
admire. They all looking forward. You see, there you look forward to become,
No.
let's say, a news anchor or something. Yes, here we are. These kids,
They're just like,
standing,
whoa.
They're like, wow, this is what to be when I
hilarious.
grow
Look
up.
at even how they can't even sit up.
Yeah,
they have to
can't.
like lean back.
They can't even breathe. At some point, they have to.
So
they
do
have
they?
no
Can they
space.
lose weight after the competition?
Yeah, so after you've been declared the hero, it's a title for life. So later you lose the weight. You lose the weight as you go on. Yes,
Man,
that's the Ethiopian
that's
community.
a bit
in
rough for me.
body.
I don't know for you. Maybe you're like, whoa. It's okay, Julian.
Please,
it's fine.
such an injustice.
Okay, let's look at the video
Now,
of the day.
let's
I'm
look
so
at the
shocked
video of the
by
day
that
of
picture.
Melisizwe brothers.
Okay.
If you should ever find someone new, I know it better be good to you. 'Cause if he doesn't, I'll be there. And you should know, baby, I'll be there. I'll be there whenever you need me. I'll be there. Just look over your shoulders, honey. Ooh, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Wow.
Yes.
That's some serious talent right there.
Yes, that's a 9-year-old. He's called Zachary.
Wow.
And they uploaded that video 2 weeks ago, and right now it has 7.1 million views.
I mean, yeah,
on,
sure.
on Facebook,
Evidently.
and it's been shared over 200,000 times.
Wow.
So that's talent. There are 3 brothers, and of course, so many positive comments saying this is talent. They need to find the right managers for their
Yeah,
for their
that's
for their
really, really
position.
amazing.
Yes, and
Yeah.
their parents, of course, have done a very good job to raise them to that
Yeah.
standard and nurture their talents.
Talent.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Julian, for
You're
that. That
welcome.
has been really interesting, especially those, fat guys. Is it fat guys or big guys? Or
Fat.
big tummied
Fat.
guys?
Fat.